YouTube and Snapchat and rumbling fuckers. Shake your tits and swing your dicks. You made it to another Friday, and that means another sit-on-your-face fantastic episode of your favorite internet sensation with libation. That's right, it's the Friday wrap-up again. And you know something? It's my birthday week. Not that I'm really overly excited about it, but I figured I'd fucking mention it. Yeah, if you're wondering how old, 45, like a cult and our favorite president.
I will be the greatest president that God ever created.
So yeah, it's a big red letter fucking week. But before we get to today's show, I want to tip my hat to today's libation. Since it's my birthday, I figured, you know what? If you're going to start your birthday week, you better start it off with a bang. And that means my favorite fucking libation. That's right. That old Tennessee whiskey favorite, Jack Daniels. So, salud, I drink up and be somebody. And you know what? I'm drinking it out of my favorite glass. Look what that says. I hate everyone equally. See? You know? Thank you, Gigi. Salud. Okay, so, let's get to the week. Wow, what a fucking crazy week it's been. I started the week off, I had to do a trade show in Connecticut. And you know something? I'm going to tell you right now, I did not make any friends at all. Okay? I was first of all, and if you're in Connecticut and you're watching this, don't take offense, but I fucking hate New Englanders because there's something wrong with them. The further north you go, people get a little fucking stood on. So I didn't make any friends while I was up there. I was surrounded by fucking liberals. It was like the first or second level of hell. I started the day off by telling some schmuck to get away from me because he was a liberal loser. The guy was from fucking Seattle. Okay, clearly, he voted wrong. He was talking about how, like, you know, older people could be an asset in the workplace, and the reference that he used was Joe Biden. He said, well, you know, look at how useful Biden is. And I don't know what kind of fucking face that I made, because the guy next to me, there was some lawyer next to me, he looked at me, he just started laughing, but what? He goes, your face, man. I'm like, yeah, this guy's fucking retarded. So then the guy came over, he had like a tick, he had like some kind of fucking, something wrong with him. And he starts talking to me. I'm like, dude, just get the fuck away from me. I can't talk to you. You're a liberal loser. So that was strike one. Then I told some other Momo that he looked fucking stupid because he was wearing a mask. You know how I feel about people who wear masks, okay? He was wearing a mask, but he's wearing a fucking face diaper, but it was under his chin. So it was past his nose, past his mouth. So he had this fucking face diaper on under his chin. So I told him he was a fucking. I said to him, all you're doing is advertising how fucking stupid you are. I mean, what the fuck was he hoping to accomplish with this face diaper under his chin? Okay, other than advertising the fact that he had a relaxed brain. Now, like I said, it was a trade show, so there was a bunch of vendors. It wasn't a lot. There was maybe like 10 of us, right? So we were set up in this fucking room. And across from me, I see this sign, and it said FML. And we all know what FML means, fuck my life. I say it every other fucking minute of every day. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? So I walk over. Turns out, there's a woman who owns this business, and she's a financial planner, and she does financial planning and investments, or whatever the fuck. So at first I thought it was a joke. So I look at the sign, I'm laughing. And I said, what exactly do you do? She's like, oh, I do investments and like life insurance. And I said, wait a minute. So you actually named your company FML, Investment and Financial Planning? She's like, yeah. And I don't even know what she thought that acronym stood for. I said, wait a minute. Do you know what FML means? She's like, well, and she rattled off whatever it was. I'm like, no. It means fuck my life. No, it doesn't. I said, no, Google it. So she Googles. I'm like, I said, so you consciously named your company Fuck My Life Investments and Planning? I said, do you actually have any fucking clients? So there was a group of people around me as I addressed this fact, and they all started laughing because I guess nobody fucking realized what it said. And this woman was reduced to she started, the fucking waterworks started coming. She left early. As soon as I made her cry, I walked away. I know she started packing her shit up and walked out. But the piece de resistance is towards the tail end of this fucking disaster. They had this panel come up and start talking about how schools need to be more diverse and inclusionary, and that it's racist to base admissions solely on academics and sports prowess. Now, this was a college, so they're saying that and you know, I guess admission into the school should be based on something other than academics and sports. It's a fucking school. If you're not, listen, if you can play football or basketball or whatever, there's some universities, they make bank on this shit. So, you know, they look the other way on the fucking grades if you can play ball. I get it. It's fine. Other than that, it's based on academics. So what the fuck else are you going to base it on? It's a school. If you can't play football or basketball or whatever the fuck, then you better be fucking smart. It's not a racist thing. Either you're dumb or you're not dumb. It has nothing to do with the fucking color of your skin or whatever the fuck. So that was strike one. So they continued. They also said that the board of directors for these schools need to be more diverse. Now, this particular panel was made up of 3 black men, one of which was a $3 bill, okay, and 2 white women, one of which was of questionable sexuality. Not that I have a problem with lesbians or gays. You know I have no problem with that. But my point is, that's not fucking diverse enough. You got a lesbian, you got some white liberal, you got 3 black guys, one of which is a baloney smoker. I mean, well, what the fuck? How much more diverse do you need to get? I'm just confused. Okay, so I had to sit there and listen to this gay black man who was kind of like running the panel from New Hampshire. Obviously, the only black person that lives in New Hampshire. Okay. But he's also probably, you know, swallowing a fucking cock. So I had to listen to this gay black man from New Hampshire talk about diversity and that fairy tale they like to call systemic racism. I mean, as soon as I hear that, right away, I have this urge to just start punching people in the fucking neck. So from what I got from what he was saying, that basically you can't say black or gay anymore. That's frowned upon. Okay, the preferred terms are people of color and members of the LGBTQ ABCDEFG elemental P community. So, I have questions now at this point in my head because I don't really need to voice them. So, as I'm sitting there listening to this, so let me get this straight. The acronym LGBTQ, we'll start with them. Is made up of all the terms that they consider to be discriminatory, like, you know, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, whatever the fuck. You get the idea. So all these terms on their own are considered racist, which having a sexual orientation is not a fucking race. Let's put that aside for a second, okay? That's the obvious. So they say that's derogatory, discriminatory, whatever the fuck. Okay, so any of those terms used on their own are considered to be discriminatory. But altogether, it's okay. So if you use all the acronyms together, use the LGBTQ acronym, that's okay. But you can't call someone gay, queer, tranny, a fruit, a fag, or any of that shit. Okay, fine. Now, getting to the people of color. The term colored is actually considered to be a racist term. So if I said, oh, that person's a colored person, that would be considered racist. Okay? Because the term colored was picked up, like, I don't know, 60s, 70s. It was they thought it was a nicer way of saying, you know, the other derogatory term. So using the term colored is considered racist, but using the term people of color is okay. Let me say that again. If I call someone colored, that's considered racist. But if I call them a person of color, that's okay. It's the same fucking thing, okay? It's the same fucking... Shut the fuck up, you liberal fucking retards. This is what I had to sit there and listen to. I thought my head was just going to fucking explode. I mean, all of these people should just go to their phones and Google shutyourmouth.com. Okay? I mean, seriously, they're fucking retarded. Now, that wasn't even the worst part, because they're speaking to an audience of these fucking, like, you know, liberal, non-profit fucking, you know, organizations. And I swear to God, I can't... Oh, these people... The people who run these non-profit organizations are so fucking blisteringly stupid, it's not even funny. And so as this gay black man is talking about the lack of diversity in universities, even though he sits on like fucking 9 different boards, okay? You know, all these fucking white slobs who get up in their virtue signaling. So the one woman got us this fucking fat animal. She said, well, how... I just love what you said. Can you tell us how we can be more diverse? I swear to God, I wanted to throw a fucking chair at her head. And then some other guy, another white guy, okay? There are black people in the audience, and they're rolling their fucking eyes listening to this shit, because they know it's bullshit. That's the part that I'm driving me. And all these fucking, like, you know, these guilty liberal whites. How can I be more diverse? Like this fat, sloppy fucking woman. You could have banged her across the face with a black cock, and she would have thought she was being diverse. Okay, that's the shit that I'm talking about. So I couldn't fucking take it anymore. That's when I packed up my shit and walked the fuck out. And then the organizer, as I'm walking out, he stops me. Where are you going? I'm like, the guy who put this whole thing, I says, I'm leaving. I said, I've had enough of this bullshit. I gotta go. Oh, you can't go. I'm like, yes, I can. He's, no, we didn't have the raffle yet. I said, fuck you and fuck your fucking raffle. I'm done. I said, I'm done. I said, if you don't get the fuck out of my way, I'm going to show you real fucking racism. And then I walked fucking right through him. So needless to say, I didn't make any friends, and they probably won't be asking me back. So that's how I started my week off. Okay. In other news, rock and roll legend Jerry Lee Lewis, the Killer, died again. This time it's stuck, though. It's permanent. This happened last Friday. Turns out he was 87 years old. Now, I didn't mention it last week because I didn't believe it. Let me tell you why. In the last couple of years, he's died like fucking 14 times. Every so often, I get a thing on my newsfeed. Jerry Lee Lewis died, and Jerry Lee Lewis came up with Elvis. So the founding members of rock and roll. So he's died fucking 14 times, and every time it was a mistake. So they say he died, and then they come back a couple hours later. Oh, that was a mistake. Oops, you know. So I didn't believe it, but as a matter of fact, earlier last week they originally said that he died on Wednesday. And then later on in the day, they said, oops, no, he didn't. It's like any time this guy fucking took a nap, like if he fell asleep in his chair, someone, oh my God, he's dead. Some hysterical fruit was calling the fucking news. Meanwhile, guy's taking a nap. Okay? You know how fucking annoying that's gotta be? So when I saw this shit on Friday, I'm like, he probably just fell asleep again. But it turns out he actually did drop dead on Saturday. I mean, Friday. Great balls of fire. Anyway, rest in peace, Killer. So follow that. All right. Elections, Madonna, and food. Kids, we got a great show today, so you're welcome. All right, so on your Hochul Hoedown. Well, let me think now. Wednesday, they had this huge, Zeldin rally right by my house over here at the beer garden, the Plattdeutsch. They had spotlights, all kinds of shit happening. And you know something? The lead is narrowing in Zeldin's favor. I mean, to me, I'm not really surprised. Hochul thinks that the GOP is trying to scare people by saying that there is a rise in crime. No, bitch. The crime is actually off the fucking charts in New York. And one of the reasons is this no bail law, or this bail reform fucking law. Basically, Hochul's administration feels that it's not necessary to actually lock violent criminals up. And then it landed in front of Zeldin's house. So he's kind of harping on that. So she's trying to say that the crime doesn't really exist. Trust me, it fucking exists. Okay? So it's off the charts, which is why people are all fucking nerved up. So naturally, Kathy Hochul is worried. So she called him the big guns. She called Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris for help. Okay, to campaign for her. That's the best you got? Okay? Some giggling retard and a Muppet mouth who couldn't win an election if she was just running against herself? That's who you fucking call? Listen. If Hochul wins this election for governor in New York, that means one of two things. All right? One, it was rigged. Or there's a lot more fucking drooling, imbecilic morons with voter cards that can't help voting Democrat because they're consumed with viral stupidity. So here's my little fucking message for you. Get off your asses on election day and get out there and vote right. Okay? Vote Republican. Okay? Because our fucking lives depend on it. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. On another Biden blunder. Well, Joe Biden seems to think that the United States is made up of 54 states instead of 50. He was talking on camera. I don't even want to call it a speech anymore. He's talking on camera, and the guy got confused. And he was talking about how they campaigned against abolishing Obamacare, which is folding in on itself all on its own. He goes, yeah, we went to all 54 states. This is a person who claims to be the president of the United States. I know I phrased that very carefully. Remind me how this idiot won the fucking election again. He campaigned from his basement. He doesn't even know how many fucking states he's in charge of. This is the person that says he's the president. He doesn't know how many states there are in America. Okay? Count the fucking stars on a flag, Joe. It's not that complicated. Ay. All right, kids. Get your tickets out. We're about to hop onto that maniacal, magical express into mayhem and fuckery. The crazy train's about to leave the station. All aboard! Woo-hoo! First stop, San Francisco. I think you knew I was going here first. All right, so let's talk about this Paul Pelosi attack. Okay, so you know the details, all right? So Nancy Pelosi's husband was a victim of a home invasion. Some lunatic broke into the fucking house, attacked Paul Pelosi with a hammer. Paul called the police. They showed up. The guy was initially looking for Nancy Pelosi, and now they're trying to say that this is all Donald Trump's fault, that these MAGA Republicans are fucking going crazy. First of all, here's the actual fucking truth. The guy who attacked Paul Pelosi, they brought him up on charges of assault, breaking and entering, elder abuse, yada, yada, attempted murder. The guy who fucking attacked this guy's he's a fucking lunatic. He was homeless. He's an illegal immigrant. He's got a fucking rap sheet the length of my arm. Okay? These are all the people that the fucking Democrats want to protect. I'm just saying. Okay. So this guy came in looking for... So, point is, the Democrats will condone violence. Will condone violence if it's against the right or if it's against the GOP. And there's plenty of examples of actual elected officials saying, oh, yeah, they should be attacked. They should be assaulted. Schumer was talking about how Gorsuch should be, attacked. Listen, when they overturned Roe versus Wade, right? People were threatening Supreme Court judges. They were going to senators' houses and threatening violence. The Democrats did not condemn any of that shit. Okay, they're like, oh, this is what happens. This is good. They're all for it. But when it lands on their fucking front lawn, all of a sudden they're condemning it and they're going after anybody who's a registered Republican, saying that we're fucking treasonous because we're contributing to this. When Lee Zeldin was attacked on stage by some lunatic in upstate New York, they had no problem with that. When someone got shot on his fucking front lawn while his daughters were home, his teenage daughter, they had no problem with that. When Supreme Court judges were attacked, when Republican senators were being assaulted outside their homes, they had no problem with that. Nancy Pelosi's fucking husband gets hit by a hammer-wielding fucking lunatic who happens to be homeless and an illegal immigrant. All of a sudden, the fucking narrative changes. These morons are victims of their own fucking bullshit. Okay? They're the ones who defund the police. They're the ones who have bail reform. They're the ones who refuse to lock up criminals. And when it backfires on them, all of a sudden now it's, oh my God, help me. Fuck them. I hope that, you know what, they should, I wish Nancy Pelosi was home. They should have bashed her fucking head in with a goddamn hammer toe. Okay? Listen, clearly this person who attacked Paul Pelosi is mentally irregular. I'm not saying not throw the book at him. Yeah, he's a criminal. Throw the fucking book at him. Okay? But they're victims of their own fucking stupidity, and they fail to see that. They want to blame Republicans, MAGA supporters, GOP supporters for all of their bullshit. I say, fuck you, you get what you deserve. I mean, maybe now they'll do something about the crime in fucking San Francisco. Maybe now. Okay? So we're going to stay in California. Next stop, Los Angeles. All right, so I love this story. You know, listen, you know how I always say I'm perpetually single because every fucking broad that's breathing is a little mentally irregular. And this story kind of just basically gives some legs to that. So a man walks out on a date because I guess he met some chick through a fucking dating app or something. This was in LA. And they agreed to meet at a restaurant. And the guy was originally from France. So he's French, he's European, likes his wine, likes his croissants and all that shit. So he meets this broad for a date. The man walks out of the date because the date, within the first 10 minutes, she goes, oh, I'm vegan, I'm gluten-free, and I don't drink. I don't know how you don't clear this shit up, like in the dating app thing, like however they do that, but so this went viral because he made a video. He said he could never love someone like that. Yeah, I fucking agree, okay? Because that person is clearly stupid. This is why I don't date, by the way, okay? Because I figured this shit out years ago, all right? Everybody I went on a date with the exception of a couple, like 2 or 3, which is fucking like mentally irregular. How are you fucking gluten-free? The worst is I don't drink. I can't stand people who don't eat fucking like red meat. I've never seen a vegan who is healthy. Okay, you know, people who don't. I don't trust people who don't drink coffee and don't drink alcohol. Okay, there's something wrong with a person like that. Okay, seriously. So I get it. They're fucking stupid, and they should go into the forest and hang themselves from a fucking tall tree. Like, these people, like, it's like the same fucking people go into a burger or a chicken joint and then want plant-based food. If you're a vegan, what the fuck are you doing in Kentucky Fried Chicken? What do you expect? They say it on the goddamn side. That's chicken. Okay? If you want a vegan option and KFC, get the coleslaw or a fucking French fries. If you're a vegan and you're going to McDonald's, what the fuck? I mean, there shouldn't even be plant-based imitation burgers and chicken. Go eat a fucking salad or something. What are you doing? Okay? Eat a fucking salad and shut the fuck up, you twat waffle. So I don't blame this guy. This guy should be given the Nobel Prize. Okay? That's all I'm saying. All right, kids, your sports update. MLB World Series. I got 2 words. Fucking Phillies. Oh my God. I think they're trying to give me a fucking stroke. Listen, I told you. You guys know this. The Phillies are my backup team. Right now the series is tied 2-3. Phillies were strong on Wednesday. Strong. Thursday, they were the victims of a fucking no-hitter. It was the first time a no-hitter was thrown in a World Series since, I think, 1953. The last time was Don Larson, Brooklyn Dodgers. So that was a little bit of a heartbreak. They played last night in Citizens Bank. I thought for sure, I mean, the crowd was charged. I thought for sure they were going to come out fucking strong. And they did. My man Noah Syndergaard was pitching. He pitched a fucking solid game. The score was 3-2. Astros ended up taking it. They're just fucking good. Now, that said, they're off tonight. Tomorrow they play the Houston Assholes again at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, Saturday they play the Houston Assholes at 8 o'clock. Now, given the Phillies get a day of rest, I'm hoping they come out strong. I know it's 3-2, but whoever wins Saturday's game is going to win the World Series. That's my prediction. I mean, I thought for sure the Phils were going to fucking take this, and I still think they will. I said it was going to go to distance, but the deciding factor is whoever wins Saturday's game is going to win the World Series. If Houston wins it, obviously it's 3-2, best of 4, they win it. But if the Phillies come back on fucking Saturday night and win this fucking game, they'll win Sunday. That's my prediction. I'm just saying. All right, kids, NFL. Well, Giants snapped their fucking winning streak last Sunday, but we're still in good shape. Look, you know what? Going into that game Sunday, I didn't have a lot of high hopes. Seattle's a good fucking team. I don't know how Geno Smith learned how to play football in less than a season, but Seattle's a good team. But we're still in good shape. They have a bye week, so let's hope they get rested and they come back vicious. That's all I'm going to say. Jets are still looking good, too. They play the Bills on Sunday, which subsequently is my birthday, at 1 o'clock. Saints play the Ravens Monday at 8. NHL Rangers play the Red Wings Sunday at 5. Islanders versus Red Wings Saturday at 1. NBA. Nets fired their head coach, Steve Nash, because they've had an abominable start to the season. That's not really news. So the Nets play the Wizards tonight at 7. They play the Hornets Saturday at 7. Knicks play the Sixers tonight at 7. And Saturday they play the Celtics at 7:30. Bulls play the Celtics tonight at 7:30. And then Sunday they play the Raptors at 6. Well, kids, you know, I got a little treat for you. I got a new segment for the show. It's called Tommy's Pub and Grub Review. Okay, so, you know, I'm a restaurant guy. I'm always trying new places. And sometimes I work them into the PSA, but I think I'm going to make this a segment. So whenever I try something new or I try something that, you know, I think is a good find for you guys, I'll let you know in this segment. So Tommy's Pub and Grub Review. So I got 3 places I'm going to talk about. First off, I told you I was in Connecticut. Now, I've been to Connecticut quite a few times. I've knocked around the state a little bit. And I have my places that I usually frequent when I go, but I found this new place on Tuesday night. It's called, this may come as a shock, but I actually am a huge fan of sushi. I was turned on to it recently, a couple of years ago, and I'm picky about it, but I do like it. So I found this great sushi place where I was staying. I was in Southington, Connecticut. It's a place called Kashi Sushi and Grill. Now, here's why I thought it was fucking unique. Nothing fancy. It was just a cute little sushi joint. So it just happened to be nearby to the hotel I was staying at. It got like 5 stars. So I said, let me check it out. I walk in. There's 2 fucking white kids making sushi. Not Japanese, not Chinese, not Malay, but 2 white kids. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, I actually walked out and looked at the fucking sign to make sure I didn't walk into the wrong joint. I said, all right, let's check it out. So I ordered a couple of sushi rolls. They were fucking phenomenal. They were rolled perfect. They were fresh. They were delicious. And it's fucking white kids rolling sushi. I said, look at this shit. Now, The reason I was so stunned about this is because when it comes to ethnic restaurants, I'm a firm believer in the restaurant should resemble the ethnicity of the person who owns it. So, like, you wouldn't see me open up a fucking kosher deli. I'd probably open an Italian restaurant or a pizzeria, right? Something like that. So, like, when I see, like, a Jew opening a pizzeria, that's not going to be my go-to. If I see a Greek opening a Chinese restaurant, not really someplace I'm going to probably check out. If I see a Japanese person opening up a fucking gyro joint, I'm probably not going there for expecting good Greek food. But every so often I get shocked. So I mean, for me, a sushi restaurant should be run by Japanese people. I just think, okay? It just so happened it was white kids and the fucking sushi was phenomenal. It's a once in a lifetime type of find, but if you're in the Southington, I always get those two confused. If you're in the Southington, Connecticut area and you want some good sushi, go check out Koshi Sushi and Grill. Next up on Tommy's Pub and Grub review is Tony's Tacos. Now, they actually have a couple different locations. They just opened up one in Franklin Square, right on the Hempstead Turnpike. It's like on the West Hempstead Franklin Square border. He's got two other locations. I think his original location was Floral Park on Jericho Turnpike. I remember seeing that on News 12 a while back. He's got another location on in Huntington on Main Street. Not Tommy's Tacos, Tony's Tacos. There's a couple of taco joints in Huntington. Tony's Tacos. So here's the fun thing about this guy. He's originally from Italy. I think his name is Michael Scotto. He's a Michelin star chef, and he came to America. He worked in a few kitchens, and he decided to open up an Italian Mexican taco fusion place. I don't know where the name Tony's Tacos came from because his name is Michael. But anyhow, the tacos are not like traditional Mexican tacos. They're fucking delicious. I went there, I think it was Halloween. They just opened it right in the neighborhood here. So I said, let me check it out. Now, here's my thing. The tacos were good. The atmosphere sucked. Now, I don't know if it's because it was Halloween. There was a lot of fucking teenagers there. It was very loud. I mean, it's not like a fancy place. I mean, it's mostly takeout. But you could sit and eat if you want. So I ordered two just to try it out. I ordered two tacos. I ordered a chicken club taco, which was basically like a half of a chicken cutlet. It was breaded in panko. It was delicious. It was fried to order. So it was nice and crispy, juicy. You know, it was covered with pico and cheese, and the spicy mayo was delicious. The other one I ordered was a short rib. It was called a Peter Luger's taco. It was a short rib beef. It was tossed with some Peter Luger sauce, and it was over mashed potatoes in a taco shell. If you go to one of these locations, make sure you order the tortilla, garlic, and oil fried. That's key. They actually fry the tortilla in garlic and oil, which gives a new layer of flavor. It's fucking amazing. It's got a lot of different things on the menu. I haven't really gone through it. I just ordered 2 tacos just to try it. The tacos are great. The atmosphere sucked. They also build themselves as a margarita bar. I expected a full bar when I walked in there. It's not. They're pre-made margaritas. You can get them frozen or on the rocks. I'm not sure if they have alcohol in them. They do serve beer, so they must have some kind of a liquor license, but what? Don't expect to go in there and actually order a fucking like margarita. I didn't order the margarita when I went because I'm not in margarita mode. Summer's gone. So we'll see what happens. So that's that. The third and final one on Tommy's Grub and Pub review, and this one is my favorite. There's a little food truck in Franklin Square called Primo's Italian Street Food. Now, I've passed this thing 1,000 times. Why I have not stopped here before today, I don't know. Well, before yesterday. I don't know. I've seen it a few times. They do sausage and peppers, and they do steak sandwiches. So, I stopped there yesterday for lunch. I actually made it a point to go there because I had seen it the other day when I went to the taco joint. And I said to myself, why have I never fucking stopped here? It's a little food truck, and it's actually located in the parking lot. It's on Hempstead Turnpike. It's located on the parking lot of Star Electrical Supply, which is why it's odd and crazy and weird. And I love food trucks because I usually think, I always say sometimes the best food you'll get is out of a food truck. And we all know I'm a cheesesteak fucking connoisseur. So I went there yesterday for lunch, and they serve like 4 different types of things. They have like egg sandwiches in the morning, hot dogs, sausage and peppers, and cheesesteaks. So once I saw I went there originally for the sausage and peppers. But when I saw the cheesesteaks, I'm like, I ain't gonna try that. And I'm always like disappointed when I order a fucking cheesesteak outside of Philly for the obvious reasons. The bread ain't right, the cheese ain't right, they don't fucking make it right. So I could tell by this lady's look, and it was a lady, like I thought it'd be some like grizzled fat Italian guy. It was, and it was like this nice little Sicilian lady. I could tell she was Sicilian because of the logo that she had on the side of her truck. It's like it's the crest for Sicily. It's a chick with 3 legs. Anyhow, so I go up to the window and I ordered a cheesesteak. And I said, now, just so you guys understand, okay, when it comes to cheesesteaks, there's a fucking science. And nobody really outside of Philadelphia makes them good. You can't really call it a Philly cheesesteak outside of Philadelphia. But in Philly, the bread is key. Now, I always say there's no bread better than New York bread, but when it comes to cheesesteaks, you got to defer to Philadelphia. In Philly, all the main cheesesteak joints get their bread from one of 2 bakeries. There's Amoroso's and Lucio's. Okay, now the bread that you put a cheesesteak on, it can't be too soft, but it also can't be too hard. Because if it's too crusty and too hard, when you bite into that sandwich, you got to tear it. It's just going to fall apart on you. But it's got to have enough that it can hold up. It's got to have a little chew, but still be soft enough. So Amoroso's and Lucio's have this down to a science, and that's all they do. So first of all, the bread that this woman was using was pretty damn fucking close to Lucio's. Not necessarily. Amoroso's is the preferred bakery. I know. If I didn't tell you this, you wouldn't know. But it was close to Lucio's, which was fine. It had some chew to it, but it was soft enough that when you bite into it, you cut clean through the sandwich, not destroying the sandwich. So she used shaved ribeye. So I asked her, I said, what kind of cheese you put on it? Now in Philly, you got a choice of 3 cheeses. Everyone thinks that originally a cheesesteak was made with Cheese Whiz, and that's not correct. The original cheesesteak, which was made by Frank's, okay, was made with provolone. That's usually the preferred cheese. Now, tourists and some locals will order it with Whiz, but not many. So you have it, most of the time a local in Philly will either order provolone or American cheese. Now, American cheese anywhere in South Jersey and Philadelphia, anywhere all throughout Pennsylvania is deferred to white American cheese. Okay? If you go to like any kind of like a burger joint or anything in South Jersey or Pennsylvania and you order a cheeseburger, it's always white American. Here in New York, they defer to yellow American. White American is a request. So like if I go into like my local like bar and grill and I order a cheeseburger, if I ask for white American, they're going to look at me like I got 7 heads. It's always going to be yellow. And the white American is actually better. It's creamier. Okay? Like when I go order cold cuts or I go to a deli or something and I want American cheese on my sandwich, I specify white. Otherwise, they'll just defer to yellow. South Jersey, even some parts of North Jersey and Philly, all throughout Pennsylvania, it's the opposite. You order American cheese, they just assume white. Okay? So, there's a reason why I'm telling you. So when I asked the lady, so what kind of cheese you put on? She goes, white American. I'm like, oh my God, this fucking broad is either from South Jersey or Philadelphia. The cheesesteak was fucking, I would have thought I was eating one out of Jersey. So I had white American cheese, Philly. I had white American cheese. It had perfectly chopped ribeye steak with the onions on a nice fucking roll. The roll was perfect. It was like a Philadelphia fucking roll. It wasn't as crusty as a New York roll, but it had some chew, but it was still soft enough that the sandwich didn't get destroyed. So all I'm saying is I don't understand why the fuck I never been to this place before, but now I'm going to probably put a tent in the parking lot and live there. Best fucking cheesesteak I've had outside of Philly. That's all I'm saying. Thank God it's down the block for me. All right, kids, on What the Fuck Is That? Can we please talk about what the fuck is going on with Madonna? Okay? Just take a look at this picture. Look at this fucking assault on the eyes. Okay, what the fuck is happening here? I know she had all kinds of Botox on her face. I think I mentioned this a few episodes back. It doesn't even look like fucking Madonna. So this woman is like 70-something years old. She's somebody's grandmother, okay? And she's got all Botox in her face. Doesn't look like her face anymore. And she got the corset and everything. She basically looks like a plastic blow-up fuck doll at this point. With the nipples. She had her tits, obviously. Her tits were never that big. And she puts this picture on Instagram and she put like little like stickers on her fucking nipples. Who is fucking this broad? Can I know? Aside from the tits, you take that corset off and you're banging a fucking senior citizen. What are you doing with yourself? Holy shit. God almighty, it's a fucking assault on the eyes. Lord have mercy. Okay, on Right or Racist, kids. Put my spectacles on here. Okay, on average, Russian and Scandinavian women have the largest breasts in the world, with the average woman having jugs that are D cup or larger. Now, I could speak from experience on this one. I dated a Scandinavian woman, and this is all per the Daily Mail. So that's right, okay? And you wonder why people purchase these brides from other countries, okay? Yay, titties. It's true. Eastern European women or people of Eastern European descent usually have tits that could sink a fucking battleship. Okay? It's true. Like I said, I speak from experience on this one myself. So, your PSA, kids. So while I was in Connecticut at this fucking trade show, I see a woman walking around. She was affiliated with a nonprofit. And part of her gut, like she had like a fat apron. I've talked about that. Part of it was just, like half of it was sticking out of her shirt. She's walking towards me. I'm like, what the hell is happening? And half of her fucking gut is hanging out of her shirt. And every time she's walking, she's hitting it with her knee while she's walking. So, flapping it up. And what? Come on. What the fuck are you doing? Okay? Don't these people own mirrors? I mean, the best part was she was also wearing a face diaper. So not only was she fat and disheveled, but she was also enragingly stupid. I wanted to kick her in the bottom of her fucking fat apron and knock her fucking mask off. Okay, but I refrained. I mean, clearly this woman was more concerned with covering. I mean. If I was there, I'd be more concerned with covering my gut than the lower half of my face. I mean, that's just me. Fucking moron. So the moral of this observation is this: look at yourselves in the mirror, okay, every morning before you leave the house. Know how to fucking put yourself together. I mean, if your clothes don't fit, it's pretty simple. Don't leave the house. All right, stay home, you fucking terrorist. All right. Stay COVID-less, kids. No mask, don't ask. Haters can kiss my ass. And remember, who loves you, babe? It's been your Friday wrap-up. And I'll see you when I see you.